So I'm here with Leanna Keith, fantastic flute player, taiko drummer, composer, voracious reader,
yes,
and awesome human being as well. And we're here to talk about Kin of the Moon, which is going to be playing at the Vermillion First Thursday.
Kin of the Moon is a power trio of 3 women composers, and we are all classically trained people who have decided to go a bit of a different route. Our ensemble is very technology-centric, friendly, improv-friendly, all those things. So in all of our shows we utilize technology in some way, shape, or form, as well as improvisation. So.
Excellent, excellent. And so for the Vermillion, what is that going to be like? What is the program for the Vermillion?
Sure, so the program that we'll be presenting on Thursday is called Public Radiation, which is an event that we try to host as often as possible. Basically, we have a series of pieces that we've written as an ensemble for the ensemble, plus anyone who wants to join, anyone in the audience. We don't have to have professional musicians. It can be absolutely anyone who's interested in improvisation. And so our program for this Thursday involves a piece about breathing, a piece about birds, and a piece about the mother whale who carried her child when the baby orca died in our nearby lovely waters. So it was an event that touched us deeply, and we wanted to write music about it. So that is also one of the pieces that we'll be doing.
Oh wow! Looking forward to that. So, so you mentioned technology.
Yes.
Now, now, what kinds of technology have you used? What should we expect at the Vermillion in terms of technology?
Absolutely. So, with our performances, our technology varies pretty widely based on what we want for each performance. But generally speaking, Kaylee is a wizard when it comes to anything to do with the laptop. So most of the time she's running Super Collider, MIDI controllers, things that she's programmed herself, so sounds that she's made on her own. Sometimes it involves signal processing based on microphone signal input, and that'll change the output of whatever speakers we're using. And we also do a lot of like analog types of pedals and things along those lines. For this Thursday, I would expect to see a laptop in motion for sure. in motion, as in like moving around the room? No.
Probably not.
In use.
Hopefully not that.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Cool. So integrating the technology, the synthetic sounds, the electronics with acoustic instruments.
Yes.
Acoustic instruments on which you all are trained, classically trained.
Correct.
Yeah, specifically. What is the most interesting thing about music for you right now?
Interesting thing about music for me right now? Oh my goodness. So let me put it this way. Our ensemble, and something that I'm really focused on right now, like very intensely, is the ability for music to be a storytelling conduit. Stories that may not get a lot of telling until now, things that we feel are important for the times.
So literal stories.
Literal stories. For example,
not just figurative. Yeah.
The piece that we're doing on Thursday about the mother orca. And we're talking about pollution of our waters and how we're affecting the ecosystem of our planet. Like that's, you know, it is a piece of music, but at the same time we are telling a very specific story with a very specific message. And the music clearly has the power to do that. So that's the kind of things that we're interested in. Me personally, I'm writing a piece right now that's going to be premiered at On the Boards in June, which is called Finding the In-Between, which is about the experience of being mixed race in Middle America. The piece that Kaylee is writing for this June for our performance for Kin of the Moon is about intergenerational trauma, which is like a long history of her family and all the trauma that goes within that from like a colonizer standpoint, which is really interesting. But I also wrote a piece about crows that will be on that concert.
Right.
And then I also wrote another piece that will be premiered on the same concert that is about failing to meditate. So,
ooh, that's a very interesting one, because I hear so many times. So I used to teach yoga.
Great.
And I have heard so many times, oh, I can't meditate.
Right. Yeah.
That is so so appropriate.
Right,
yeah.
and it's not even about the I can't. It's the I'm trying, and that is the point, I guess. So that's, yeah, it's called Concerto for Tea Ceremony, and it will be conducted by a tea ceremony.
Wow. Oh, I love it. So. Where did this narrative idea come from? Do you have experience in storytelling? I mean, obviously you read a lot.
Yes.
And I know that. But where does this desire to tell stories come from?
Opera.
Opera?
Opera. Absolutely opera.
Okay.
Most of the time we are just drawing from that long-standing tradition of opera, where we are doing the storytelling and sometimes even plot and all the basics, characters, and so on. And that all stems from opera. This piece that we did back in October called Lung, that was a 4-night production where we did it in 4 different iterations of it. Lung was, in our opinion, an opera. We had characters. Even I had a character that I played as the piccoloist. At the same time, I was playing a character of self-abuse, which I got to show through both sound and movement.
Wow, I'm so excited about seeing you all.
Yeah. Come, even if you don't want to bring your instrument, don't bring your instrument. You don't need it. You can do whatever you like. We just want to see people and to be able to communicate with them in a way that, gets these stories across.
Once again, this is Leanna Keith, part of Kin of the Moon, who's going to be at the Vermillion this Thursday for First Thursdays at the Vermillion. And also looking forward to having Leanna and Heather, who's part of the group, play in Scrambler. Always great to have them, these amazing women. So thanks for watching, and see you there.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing audience participation, I might just do some audience participation with Scrambler.
Yes, please.
Yes.